gonna go first. So fasten your seatbelt because we're about to experience some Maliss in here. And he's also, as he's playing the Sky Striker cards, kind of disregarding Droll and going in with the full 3 copies of Allure of Darkness, which is such a strong card in the Maliss deck. And I think we started with the Chessy Cat.
Chessy Cat into the decoder, and here I think comes a Magna. Okay.
Yeah,
and a good start here from Nicholas. The important thing is to put up on the field the Maliss monsters to start your combo, and also with the Magnum would being activated also in the end phase, you can also search out something. I think he has a very good hand as well with a Thrust. And here it comes the first one, the Red Ransom.
Is there any response from Valerio? He is using only 6 Entraps in the deck, being Impermanence and Nibiru. Straight to the point. And yeah. This resolves. I mean, Maliss overall, out of the 2 new decks, we could say, is the most explosive one. It's lacking a little bit of consistency still, I feel. But definitely in terms of power level, it can set up ending fields that are much better than Ryzeal. And we'll see whether that is the case also, because it's still at the end of the day a Cybers deck. And so it can do a lot of the Cybers combo that we saw from different decks in the past.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, I think it's so explosive sometimes that it's very difficult to stop, because like a couple of interruptions may not be enough, and it gets to a certain point in which also I think it's not super easy to side decking against the deck. Of course, there's the Artifact Lancia, which is very helpful, but at the same time, like both Maliss and Ryzeal are very different decks. Like as mentioned before, Ryzeal is more of a Zodiac version, let's say. Maliss here, there are very different versions, like the one Nicholas is playing is with Sky Striker, as mentioned, with Allure of Darkness, so it just tries to put up on the field as soon as possible the combo pieces. And I feel like also there's room for you know, experimenting a little bit, and you know, YCS Birmingham is in a month from now, so there's still room for fantasy, I would say. And here let's just see, because as mentioned, Valerio is just main decking 6 hand traps, so it may be the case that we see a full combo from Nicholas.
Yeah, and here we see yet another for duelists who are not as familiar with Maliss, key concept of the deck, which is these trap cards that can be used the same turn as they are set, and allow you to play around different interruptions from your opponent, and also kind of play into mind games where you can just similarly to how Unchained did, set a card and then play, and your opponent must be wondering whether that is, you know, which of the Maliss trap cards it could be.
Here comes the White Binder, and then the Chessy Cat gets banished.
Yeah. As mentioned, Valerio is just observing what his opponent will finally set up. At the moment, I believe he has both TB and GWC set.
And here, if you're Nicholas, you just try to continue if nothing happens, or you just consider maybe my opponent has a copy of Nibiru, because it may be the case, right?
Yeah. I mean, Valerio, either for mind games or for actually holding it, has been, you know, showing some sign of, let me think about a response. So you're definitely right that it's gonna be on his mind to just play around as much as possible. But seems like he's finally linking away his entire field for what is one of the boss monsters of most cyber decks nowadays, thanks to this new Firewall Dragon, we could say. And then he's gonna set up the negation in the graveyard. Yeah.
But he didn't search the Druid's Warming in the end phase, I think. Yeah. Because he declared the Magnum mode, I'm pretty sure, right?
Okay. Apparently, he didn't declare the Magnamut. That's what we have been told by our judge. Let's see. Because Valerio at the moment is also preserving information. He needs to figure out whether he can come up with something to break this field. If not, he could just pick up his cards. But okay, start things off with an interesting card in the Nadir Servant. And yeah, it prompts the negation. Let's see if this was just a bait or not.
And I think Valerio is holding another one because he was having a look if he can activate another copy.
Yeah, exactly. Because if it, unfortunately for his opponent, does negate the activation, and so he can use the second copy. Because he doesn't say only one can be used, but only one can be activated. For now, he goes for low. Ooh, and here is the surprise of this Sky Striker package. Does he have 3 spells? Doesn't look like he's interested in taking control of it regardless. Don't think he did anyway. And yeah, he's gonna go and push for Anima. As the activation was negated, he is not under the restriction of Nadir Servant, which is also why he has gone for low first and kept the second copy of Nadir afterwards. And here we see another of those popular tech cards this weekend in this Metaltronis.
I'm still wondering though if oh, okay, there's the I didn't see the
Yeah, from hand we see Impulse.
yeah. Honestly, I mean, with this impulse being activated, maybe more than enough.
Yeah, and this is huge because as you can see here, dude, I mean, this is just a lot. Okay, just thinking on the zone. And Valerio, though, is still holding that second Nadir. Yep. Here he comes down. Can be activated indeed. So he's gonna have, I think, quite a few options available to him. He does have the Antis. He has quite a... he can go for a draw. And yeah, does go for Antis. Aiming at, I think, what was 6? I think 06. Yeah, most likely. I think that's where he's at.
Because I think he has both the 11 and the 06, right?
Yeah. But
Oh, okay. He goes 06, change.
chain 11.
Yeah.
Gets to resolve, so he's gonna special summon 2. One from deck, one from banished or grave. Here they come. And it's gonna be the white binder from graveyard who gets to, if and most likely will get to resolve, is gonna grant him so much advantage here by banishing 3.
Yeah, here it comes when the deck gets even more crazy, because now the Red Ramson and the Rabbit come back.
Yeah, it just gets to special summon a lot. He banished the Antis, which means the Maximus in hand is also dead at the moment, as he doesn't have an extra deck monster to banish in the graveyard.
Yeah, and Valerio
And yeah,
has seen
I
enough.
think Valerio has seen enough very well. Only one of them can advance with an undefeated record, and obviously for anyone who is not too familiar with these opens, it's only Swiss. So even just one loss usually means that you're not gonna be able to win the entire event, and this makes it, in a way, even tougher than other events that might have a higher number of participants.
And you really want to get your chances and advance as much as possible into the tournament. And I mean, as mentioned before, we have national champions in the room, Voiceless champions, and not an easy tournament to play, especially with a field like this. 9 Rano Swiss are always, almost there for a wise yes, let's say, for Swiss rounds. And here Valerio is just having a think on how to proceed with this. We have a Lancia in hand.
Yeah, we do see the threaded Lancia, so at the end of the day, even if he's not able to make the best field, he can chill. And here might come one of the techs, we could say, because he is using a Ryzeal package. And this is not something, played by every single Voiceless Voice players. And it's definitely an interesting one. So So let's see whether that will be something that can push this deck even to higher degrees. And it does start things off with, as we can see, the X. He's just playing the 6 Ryzeal's monsters, so 3, 2, and 1 ice. Yeah, I guess it's an interesting inclusion for sure.
Yeah, I mean, another layer of interaction, and I think in general, just with a 1 card once again here brings up on the field the detonator, and I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense because at the end of the day, you have your Voiceless Voice engine, and with just few cards, you have another basically engine helping you out.
Here comes the prayers. And gets rid of the Soravis, which is always a nice protection from mostly Impermanence and Veiler. And this allows him to get Skull, Guardian, and Low. Yeah, and here comes Low. Definitely, you know, interesting mix of engines, which we have not really seen too much of. Yeah, Valerio, I mean, we've mentioned that he is a veteran of the Voiceless deck, and so it makes sense to me that he has tried to include some of the cards from Crossover Breaker to the deck. That's it. So, Nicholas facing off against what seems like the unbreakable field with the Lancia. Does he have the cross out or the cold buy? Does not. So he's gonna chain a Bestial to just try and stay in this. The rest of the end... I think he might have a Trust.
Let's see what line can Nicholas go for here with being under Lancia. It goes with Lizard. It's just having a laugh. I mean, you can tell with
Yeah, I mean...
Vernier goes with the Engage.
Yeah, the Engage with the different artwork. If you have not recognized it. Getting the Hornet drones, and I mean, that was... Yeah, it was a Trust indeed. Which was one of the only hopes of trying to, you know, play with the Sky Striker engine if you get Lanciad. And here comes the Hornet drones. Kagari can get you back that Engage, possibly. But that's not gonna be the case, as we do see the Radiance destroying the token. Do we have anything? Nicholas is kind of smiling. This might be done, and we might be heading into game 3. But we do have an Engage, so at least another hope is... I think that's the last card, right?
Maybe.
I don't see anything else in his hand. But it's a good one for sure. Uh,
Well,
Which-
your spell's in the graveyard, so at least you can draw another card and
maybe another engage. No,
has
no,
one
he does
card,
have one
yeah.
card. But no, that's enough. So, unfortunately,
Well,
we have
don't-
the Lancia. If not, we can really a sigh of relief. And that's it. They pick up these hands. One last game for both. I see some interesting... A lot of Sky Striker cards in the end from Nicolas. No Lancia yet. Do we have it? No, we don't have Lancia, but we do have an Impermanence. And there was a cross out, though, in the end from Nicolas.
And is he activating it?
Doesn't look like it. Impermanence has already resolved. And I think we just set. Wow.
Ah, because he's not playing any.
Yeah, he's not playing any Impermanence. He cannot use it. But here comes a card from the side deck. Usually a target for Trust, but in this case, he does have it. Art drawn, the different dimension ground. Very annoying one. Essentially your shifter in the form of a trap card.
Are you surprised that it's not even side decking one Impermanence? Like, of course, it's playing the Impulse, but still. You know.
I mean, I guess he pretty much thinks that the card is not really that relevant to stop his combos. Might regret the decision later on, but I mean, I'm sure Valerio is not.
But at the end of the day, if you side in the cross-sack designator, is it just for Lancia? Like,
I guess. Yeah, now Valerio is gonna try his best to navigate these banishment effects. Luckily for him, Saphira can still be activated because it just says discard. It doesn't say send to the graveyard. And we do have pre-prep once again, one of the best spells of the deck by far. Let's see, it's gonna be close and
and here goes with the prayers of the Voiceless Voice, and here comes the Skull Guardian once again on the field. Still, at the end of the day, the different ground is, I mean, can hurt, of course, but still.
yeah, it stops a lot, but it doesn't stop every single thing that the deck can do. As you can see, you can still set up this Skull Guardian, which is gonna be quite annoying to at least slow down Nicolas significantly. And I think now we set up as well the barrier. And yeah, I guess, no, still 14 minutes remain, so I guess time is not yet a concern. But cutscene will be. Yeah, and there comes Blessing. So one of the one-offs in the deck from Valerio. And there comes Blessing. Getting back some of these resources, trying to play around this different dimension ground as he can.
Yeah. All good from this side, and I mean, very well executed from Valerio here entering battle phase, and the Dormouse is going to activate its effect, but the Skull Guardian will be activated on it. So, very well played here from Valerio, and the thing is that Nicolas is left with two crosstalk designators that do nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much. And here comes the first cross out, which I think he's gonna use just to combo off possibly, and no, instead he decides to give up on this cross out of his own. And yeah,